Welcome everyone, Amy here. Thank you so much for joining me today here on my channel. Today I'm doing a puddle swipe inspired by Mark J. Ratcliffe and Molly. I love this technique. I was struggling with my artistic feel. I had found myself in a slump, and after watching Mark J. Ratcliffe, who is probably my #1 favorite artist, and dear friend, he was doing this puddle swipe and was inspired by Molly, and of course I watched a few of her videos as well, and with having Australian floetrol, these pieces just turned out absolutely beautiful. My last video I did the same technique and fell in love. So this is now that piece, that technique I mean, that I tend to go to when I'm just feeling uninspired, because it's just so simple, but the final results are just absolutely beautiful. And I love these earthy colors. Actually today, as I'm editing this morning, I did a Dutch pour diptych with all of these colors. So be sure to subscribe to my channel and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future videos, because that video will be out very, very soon. I have decided to take some pressure off of myself with my YouTube channel and only post one video per week. So the day that I have chosen is Sundays. It just seems to be a great day to sit down and watch some videos and enjoy watching some fluid art. This is definitely my favorite color. I love the Extreme Sheen by DecoArt, and peridot is one of my favorite paints to use. I don't always have it on hand, so I don't use it very often, but I went and I got some and decided to throw it in with this piece. And the paint that I'm putting down right now is Shuttle Art, and it is a color shift black gold, and it is so pretty when it dries. It really does shift to this gold sheen that's just absolutely beautiful. So here I'm just filling in some of the space with a little bit of the leftover paint that I have, and I will be using my Australian floetrol and an old spatula, or flipper is what we call it here in my house, is a flipper, and as well as some of my palette knives as well. In the last piece that I did with this puddle pour swipe, I did not do what I'm doing at this moment, whatever you want to call this, running my stick through all of the colors just to sort of incorporate them all. I left them in their blocks, and I really wish I had run my stick through them, but as with every piece, there's always something to learn. And yeah, so here I am using one of my old flippers. When James and I moved in together, we had an abundance of them because we both like to have several. I think we ended up with 8 of them, believe it or not. And so I took one of mine and decided I would paint with it. So for those of you who already follow me on a regular basis, I know that you know my story, but I wanted to share it again. I do have an update, as I always seem to have something new that's happened with my nursing career. And lately I have been struggling with my mental health once again. I am a registered nurse. I work on a medicine floor where we literally get everything that is not a specialty. And it's very difficult. It's such a challenging time everywhere in the world. And in Ontario, Canada right now, our healthcare system is just falling apart. Unfortunately, we have so many brand new nurses that are eager to work, which is amazing. But a lot of the teaching falls on those of us who are senior nurses. And my mental health just has not been all that wonderful. I had one really horrible incident with a patient where I actually ended up getting bit, believe it or not, just on the end of my thumb, but it affected me psychologically so horribly that I have decided to take some time off once again. I'm very open about my mental health. I found fluid art back in 2020 when the pandemic first hit. I oh my goodness, found myself watching lots of Molly and Olga and lots of different YouTube artists that do fluid art, and I'm so glad that everything happened the way that it did, because if it hadn't, I would never have found fluid art. And I am sure that one of the reasons I found myself in an artistic funk was because of what was happening again at the hospitals, not necessarily with COVID, but just in general. Like I said, some horrible things have happened, and I literally could not paint. And love Mark J. Ratcliffe, like I have said, and found myself watching lots of his videos once again, and found myself back painting again. So thank you, Mark. I know you have no idea that how much you've inspired me, but you really, really, truly have. So yes, please know that if you are struggling with any kind of mental health issue, you are not alone. Anxiety and depression are so very real, and there are so many of us on medications and in therapy and doing whatever we need to do to survive in this world. So just know that you are not alone. So thank you everyone for listening to my little story. So here I'm just touching up a couple of the spots that I wasn't truly happy with. When I use my Australian floetrol, I like to do my swipes and to do the tilting and then go back in again and just touch up some areas that, you know, I'm not quite happy with. So here are the wet results. I love the copper and the peridot together. They're just so pretty. And I love having the big blocks of color as well as the areas that I've swiped through. Fluid art is so therapeutic, and it can help in so many different ways. And then, you know, you end up with lots of beautiful art. My entire house, I have paintings everywhere. And as promised, here are the dried results of this piece. I'm letting it sit for a couple of weeks before I throw a coat or two, probably 2 coats of varnish onto this piece. And then it will be for sale. If you are interested, please send me an email at amysacrylicartistry@gmail.com. This is a beautiful piece. It'll be one that I have a hard time letting go, but as I do with all of my pieces, I do have them for sale. So thank you so much for watching. If you have watched to the very end of this video, please give me some green hearts down below. I would love to hear and see who has watched right to the very end, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this piece. Take care, everyone. Have a great day and a great week, and I will see you in the next video next Sunday. Take care.